Hi, I'm Jaime Gonzalez, and I'm standing at the edge of a 90-acre grassland here in western Harris County. As you can see behind me, bulldozers and earth movers are busy transforming this landscape to help meet the needs of a growing population here in southeast Texas. Soon, a bustling road will pass directly to our east, and a detention basin will be situated directly to our west. Now, although this piece of property may seem very ordinary, it is in fact the home of a highly diverse coastal prairie remnant called the Saums Road Prairie. Many prairie sites are lost in our area due to construction each year, but this is not just a story of the transformation of the land. This is a story of hope. Earlier this year, forward-looking governmental agencies from Harris County and the federal government, as well as nonprofits, banded together to save small sections of the Saums Road Prairie for future generations. They spread these small patches of the Saums Road Prairie out throughout southeast Texas. Our hope, these small patches will help the general public to know the importance of prairie conservation and restoration in our area. This is the story of that hopeful tale.
I've been to Saums Prairie a number of times in the last few years with the Native Plant Society on field trips, and knew the quality of this, one of the last remaining high-quality, pristine prairies in Harris County. I saw Swainson hawks soaring over, a number of overwintering sparrows, and an incredible diversity of native wildflowers and grasses that covered the land. In mid-April of 2008, I saw the for sale sign on the Saums Road Prairie and called and learned of the development plan and the extremely high price tag. And we called a meeting of the environmental community to see what we could do, and chose to try to move as much of the plant material as possible.
From August through October 2008, volunteers battled the high temperatures and hard-baked summer soil at the Saums Road Prairie with one goal in mind.
Hi, I'm Steve Ramsey. I'm a volunteer with the KPC out here in a beautiful hot August 2nd out at the Saums Road Prairie, digging plants, getting as many as we can.
These dedicated volunteers worked hard to collect rare plants like big bluestem and several species of milkweed, sometimes taking as long as 15 minutes to extract the delicate roots from the soil. Many of the plant rescuers shared a similar sentiment.
That's kind of why I'm out here, just doing what I can to help protect biodiversity and propagate these prairie species, and just protecting enhancing some of the beauty in the world.
It was soon evident that we'd need some larger shovels if we were going to move big patches of prairie. John Lane and others used tree spades to wrench 200-pound prairie plugs from the ground. They placed these plugs into special cradles. Later, the plugs were carefully wrapped for their journey. These particular plugs were destined for the Katy Prairie Conservancy's Nelson Farms Preserve. At the Nelson Farms Preserve, Lane set the prairie plugs into their new home with surgical precision. Meanwhile, back at the Saums Road Prairie, Chip Davis of Chipco used a specially designed sod cutter to free more prairie for transplantation. These pieces were loaded onto flatbed trucks and then were set in place using shovels and good old-fashioned elbow grease. Back in town, Chip and his crew had already been working with Terry O'Rourke to help create a special space in a special place.
As you can tell with the heavy traffic noises and overhead airplanes, we're in the heart of the city of Houston, bordered by Brays Bayou and the Brays Bayou Hike and Bike Trail and South Braeswood at Buffalo Speedway. And this is a pocket prairie of materials we transported mechanically dug and volunteer shovel dug from Saums Road Prairie to establish an education outreach for the public here in the city.
Each of these transplanted gems are critical to local wildlife.
This is Maximilian sunflower, a host plant for 115 species of moths and butterflies. Working for Houston Audubon, we're trying to plant native plant gardens throughout the city and in our sanctuaries because the insects that use these plants are extremely important bird food.
Fortunately, the Brays Bayou Prairie was just one of many small prairies that popped up around the region due to rescues conducted at the Saums Road Prairie.